Good morning YouTube, Hatch61 here. It's hurricane season here in New England, and FEMA recommends that we're all ready to go, prepared to go, and evacuate or bug out for at least 72 hours. So today I'm going to be heading out to see how I would fare if I had a 5 minutes notice and I just had to hit the road and evacuate my home and be gone for at least 3 days. So I'm just going out with the items that I would normally have prepared any given day of the year inside my runaway camper or inside my Subaru Forester, and see how comfortable I can be, see how long I can survive, see what I needed to bring along that I didn't, see what I brought along that I didn't need. So hopefully next time it'll be more streamlined, a smoother, more comfortable evacuation. So come on along today, we're going to see how we make out and see how comfortable we can be on a 3-day evacuation drill. Thanks. As far as food goes, at any given time in the runaway, I have at least 30 days worth of food. It's all freeze-dried, mountain house type food. As you can see on this top shelf, there's probably 30-40 packages of freeze-dried food fitting up there. Down below, I have freeze-dried beverages, whether it's hot chocolate, coffee, tea, oatmeal, soups, everything else. That all goes in those bins right there. I do carry a generator and solar panels, which I'll show you in a little bit, and they can run my AC, they can run my weather station, they can run my Keurig coffee maker. So I have some other creature comforts, and I can relax and enjoy myself even when I'm away from home. Like I said, it does have heat in here, it does have AC in here. If you guys are more interested in the runaway itself, there's a couple videos on my page here that you can check out the runaway in a little bit more detail. So as far as food goes, I know I'm only out here for 72 hours, but I could go for a whole month and still have enough food. When it comes to cooking, like everything else, I find redundancies is the key to success and comfort and happiness while you're on the trail, or while you're bugged out, or while you're evacuated somewhere. So I always carry more than one way to do everything. Okay, let's turn this off. And that includes cooking. I can cook with my main setup here. If for some reason that doesn't work, I can always go to my secondary and my third. Let me show you what I have here. So here's my main way to cook. Okay, I have another video if you guys want to look at it on my channel about my chuck box and what it contains and all that. But here's my main cooking thing. If for some reason this wasn't working, or I was out of fuel or out of whatever, then I could go to my secondary one, which is this jet boil system. Everything that you see here, actually this little stove right here fits into this orange little container. That fits inside one of these cups, which in turn all fits inside here, which all in turn fits inside of this. So there's my secondary thing. Third thing I can go to is the BioLite. The BioLite is a great system. It's actually a little stove. You can put twigs, pine cones, any type of material in there at all, and that will provide you the heat to cook, and at the same time it'll also provide you with electricity to power your phone or anything that uses a USB port. I charge up my headlamps, everything else on it. So this is my redundancies on how to cook, and it goes along with a great theory of 1 is none and 2 is 1. So there you go. As far as powering everything, I have my Ryobi 2200. More than enough power for everything I need with this little camper. I also have the option of going with solar power. I have my solar power that's hooked directly to the batteries that are inside this big black box on the front of the runaway, and I have my small solar from Goal Zero that powers all my devices, like this camera that I'm using, the phone, laptop, everything else. I can also run from the side here. Got all kinds of outlets where I can look into, and inside, of course, the runaway is the power strip and everything else that you really can't see because it's dark in there right now, but that's okay. So plenty of power to run my AC
my coffee maker, my television, my communications, everything. Heat, depending on the time of the year. So plenty of power. Power is not an issue. One of the most important things, in my opinion, when you're bugged out and you're trying to find out what's going on in the outside world, is to have proper communications. And I always bring along, in my opinion, plenty of communications. There's one area that I still need to improve on. As you can see, I have a TV that I have a high def over-the-air antenna that goes with it. I can pick up all the local stations and everything else. Next in line, I have my FRS radios that I can keep in touch with anybody else that I happen to be evacuated with or bugging out with. I have 4 of those, and they can all go into the same channels and communicate very well and over relatively long distances. Next to that, I have a very small AM/FM shortwave receiver that works very well. Picks up stuff all over the place. Next to that is a multi-band police scanner. Again, you can listen to all the local stuff and try to pick up information. After that is the white one there. That is a 2-way marine band radio. Since I'm on the water, and this is a scenario that may include a hurricane or some kind of other thing that would force you to leave your home, marine band is very useful to listen to and to be able to communicate with. Underneath, I have a 2-way Citizens Band radio, 40 channel, which also has the weather, so you can keep in touch with that and know what the weather's going to be. The one thing I am missing that I'd like to someday get involved with is the shortwave radio, 2-way communications, and I'm going to be looking into that soon. So there's the communications aspect of it, and what I bring along just in case I'm going to need to stay in touch. I also have my iPhone, iPad, the regular things like that, that also come in handy to pick up information and stay in touch through social media or any of the other medias that are out there. One of the key areas you're going to need to consider when evacuating or bugging out for any reason is water. I mean, you can live without a lot of things, but you can't really live without water for too long. I always maintain 2 of these 6-gallon freshwater containers in the runaway. I also carry the Sawyer squeeze water filtration system. It's just the door on the camper, if you heard that noise. This will, they claim, you know, filter up to 1 million gallons of water. Well, I don't plan on being out long enough to ever need 1 million gallons of water. But if you ever do, the Sawyer system will work for you. So when you start to run low on this, I also carry a 35-pack of bottled water at all times in the Subaru. So as far as water goes, I have 12 gallons in these, a 35-pack of 16-ounce water bottles in the Subaru at all times. And if that ever runs out, if I'm ever out that long, that runs out, then I go with the Sawyer water filtration system. You got to have water. Really, I mean, if you're going to consider just one thing, consider having water. I mean, you can hunt for food, you can acquire food, everything else. Water, yeah, you can acquire it, but is it going to be clean? Is it going to be drinkable, potable water? With this system, it will be. It always will be. It takes out everything. So if you run out of regular bottled water, then you go to this system. You got to have water. So consider water as one of your key things when you're planning an evacuation or bugging out for any reason. As far as weapons go, I'll keep it brief. If you want more information on any of these, you can gladly probably just go on the internet and get all the information you want. I carry a Springfield M6 Scout, which is a 410 22 caliber combination. Great gun. I carry a Ruger Security 6 357 Magnum and another Ruger 8-shot 22 caliber. So these two go together. They're great because you can use the same bullets. This is just pure protection. So those are the guns that I carry, and that's the weapons I carry. They can be used for protection or hunting, whatever you choose. Well, we've talked about food, we've talked about water, we've talked about shelter, we've talked about weapons, energy. As far as energy goes, I do carry the Ryobi 2200 generator with me at all times, and gasoline for it at all times. It's a great generator, it runs everything that I need as far as power goes. I have backup solar, I have backup battery, I have regular batteries, plenty of them. So power, especially for a 3-day type of evacuation, is not a problem in any way. I mean, I got more than enough power to do everything I need to do, be comfortable, watch TV, whatever I want to do, you know, I can do it. Hygiene. Not too many people talk about hygiene. I mean, you do need to consider it, how you're going to keep yourself clean. Growing up in different survival situations, I was always taught that, you know, I'm trying to be delicate here, but if it's got a hole, you clean it every day. If it's going to go near a hole, like your hands, then you clean it more than once a day, as often as possible. I carry biodegradable soaps, I carry regular soaps, depending on what kind of environment I'm in, towels, whatever you need to keep yourself clean. It makes you feel better, for one thing. I mean, there's nothing like being out somewhere struggling and you feel dirty and you feel like a mess. Well, I like to try to stay as clean as possible, and you know, I carry the stuff that I need to do that. But as far as a toilet type of thing, I mean, I carry solar showers, different ways of keeping clean, even if it's just boiling water and using a face cloth type of thing to get you through that wash cycle. As far as the toilet goes, you got to do what you're comfortable with. I mean, you really do. It's not for everybody. I carry a 5-gallon pail with a luggable loose seat, so it's just like you're sitting on your commode at home. It has disposable bags in it. It has a biomass in it. It can be sawdust. It can be, you know, one that you source from a store type of thing. It can be kitty litter. It can be whatever you want, and you can dispose of it in regular trash receptacles when you find one. But you gotta consider it all. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm not going to think about that." You got to consider it. So whatever works for you. Again, this video isn't intended to be a thing that covers every possible scenario. It's what I do, and I'm sure, you know, I can get a million suggestions as far as, oh, you should have done this, I should carry that, or you shouldn't carry this. That's fine. You know, whatever works for you is great. This is what works for me. I've been doing this since I was a little kid, you know, in different forms, whether it was hammock camping, whether it was, you know, backpacking, whatever. You got to do what works for you. And over the years, these are the things that work for me. You know, I'm in my mid-50s now. I wanted a little creature comfort. I went with the Runaway. The Runaway is a beautiful unit. I can't say enough good about it. For the price, for, you know, what it comes with, what it provides you with, I just could never find another unit that would match it. So, but you got to do what works for you. So if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section. I'll be glad to respond. If you have any suggestions, I'm always open for suggestions. I mean, I follow the YouTubers. 3 of my favorites are Tim, the Tactical Defender. He's a great guy, has a lot of good knowledge, great videos. I like Survival Lily. She's great. She goes out in the woods over in Europe, and she lives bare bones. She has a little bug out camp. It's great, very informative. And the Boss of the Swamp. The Boss of the Swamp is a great guy. Knows how to live off the land, knows how to provide for himself, and through these 3 people I've gotten a lot of inspiration, a lot of knowledge. So I thank you to them, and hope that this can help somebody. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.